welcome to Overtime the Podcast. Overtime is a podcast dedicated to all things watches, with a soft spot for the micro brand and affordable range. I'm Praka, and this is my co-host, Justin.
We are two watch tragics based out of Perth, Western Australia. Join us as we chat about new watch releases, share our stories, and give you tips on building your collection.
Whether you're a watch pro or just getting into the hobby, we'll keep you entertained with insights and interviews from the industry, along with our casual conversations.
Let's get started.
Hey listeners, Praka here. Hope you're all having a great start to the year. Today we're back with another archive special. This one was recorded back in the Australian winter. Seems like forever ago now. Today we had a stinking hot 39 degrees Celsius day. Very hot. But we did a part 2 of our watch tier list ranking. And we ranked brands such as Cartier, Sinn, Tudor, Alba, and more. We have a huge 2025 lined up with some pretty exciting announcements in the horizon. I'm so stoked for what's ahead, and I can't wait to have you all along this journey with Overtime. Now, without further ado, let's get into the episode. Cheers. So, Justin, how you going, mate?
Hey man, not too bad yourself?
Yeah, going well. Pretty cold, hey? Jeez.
Oh, I think it's coldest. It was the coldest morning of the year.
Yeah.
And it's just continued on.
Yeah.
I know when I got up, I did a 4 a.m. gym this morning and my car said 4. Kids were on the way to school, like looking up in the air, breathing because they wanted to see their breath for the whole 100-meter walk.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the first mistake you made there. 4 a.m. get up, yeah. 4 a.m., 4 degrees. Whew, too cold. No, that's good. That's good.
I've got no motivation after work, so it has to be done then.
Has to be done before. Yeah.
It may be controversial. I actually really don't enjoy sleep. It's a weird thought. I go to sleep early. I go to sleep at 8:30, 9 o'clock, but I can't wait to wake up at 4 a.m. I've done it for, over a year now, really.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know, I feel productive.
Yeah. Man, I'm like a complete opposite. I'm a night owl, try and do everything at night, and then just like wake up in the last possible second in the morning and be like, ugh. They just,
I'm so dead in the arvo, man. I'm like cutting like the kids' sandwiches for lunch the next day and like almost cutting fingertips and.
Yeah, oh God. Yeah. Oh. Again, somehow we make it work. We
do.
So, well, it's back at it again with another tier list episode today. We did say that we will continue this. This will be a growing tier list. This, hopefully, I don't know, maybe by the end of the year, we'll have this massive tier list with all these different brands in there, which would be just awesome. But yeah, we'll keep adding on it. And yeah, we're in our part 2. But before we kick on the episode, mate, what have you got in your wrist?
This morning, I went for the Casio Edifice chronograph quartz. I am wearing this a lot more at the moment. I think I've said it before. It's big, it's ugly, but it's comfy and it's extremely legible and just kind of grounds me a little bit with watch collecting. As in terms of it goes back to the early days. I think I've said it a few times now, back to the enjoyment. But, when I bought what I solely liked, that I didn't care about the opinion of YouTube or Instagram or factor anything or any reviews in. I just bought what I liked, and it gives me that real, feel good feeling.
Yeah, no, awesome. I think funny actually. The last time we recorded the watch tier list, you had the same.
I thought
watch
I did,
on.
yeah.
It must be a trend. Trend. Let's see if we can keep that going. Yeah, nice.
What about yourself? What's on the wrist?
I'm wearing my Halios C4 today. Classic. Can't go wrong with it. Yep. And on the Jubilee as well from Uncle Straps. Yeah, it works really well. Yeah,
there's been a bit of talk about Halios, especially in the forums as well. I've seen people talking about the whole lottery system and pre-order system and whatnot. People seem happy.
Yeah, I mean it's back to the I guess the pre-order system, which I think it definitely is a good way to go. I think it's going to get more orders in.
I think so.
Good for the brand and good for people as well. They can order as much as they like. And obviously there's the waiting time, but a lot of brands do that. And especially with the micro, it's not exactly too bad. Yeah. So, well, wrist checks out of the way. Let us move on to the episode. So yeah, do you want to kick it off, mate?
Yeah, let's kick it off with a brand I'm not usually familiar with, but have had a little bit of hands-on with. Alba.
Okay.
Alba watches. Where I know they're in the Seiko world. We just call it under the umbrella. I think they're owned by
Yes, they
Seiko.
are. Yeah, they're a subsidiary of Seiko. Yep.
I feel like it's a phase that I never had or wasn't around as prevalent when I started collecting because I don't remember seeing them anywhere. I know I see them now in your Shields and your jewelers when you go to
Mm.
the shopping center, but I don't remember seeing them as much back then. It might just be because now you get more of a keen eye for price and what's out there. But I don't know. Had hands on with a couple. I've seen them sell for stupidly cheap prices,
Hmm.
secondhand and in Shield sales. I think even if you get like a VIP member discount code from Shields in your emails, you can pick one up for like $85
Yeah.
sometimes, which is crazy for what you're not getting your to be honest, I don't think there'll be a lot of difference between some of those and some of the Seiko models. Um,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Alba is it like yeah, I mean, with you there as well. It's one of those brands which I haven't really had too much experience with. I have seen a couple hands on. They're very much like Loris. They remind me of
yes, yep,
Loris, which is again another sub brand of Seiko as well. They're sort of their affordable, even more
even more,
affordable,
yeah.
yeah, sub brand. And it's again, yeah, like you said, goes for very cheap on sales. You can pick them up for 100, under $100, and all the designs are very much similar to what
Mm,
Seiko have. There's really not much. I mean, obviously it's at your sort of mega affordable, mall brand type watch, but I've handled one before, and I mean, look. I
y-
think it's for what you pay
yes,
is bang on right. I mean, the bracelet was very jangly and definitely hair pulling, but we've seen that in more expensive watches as well. So it's not necessarily the worst thing in the world. But I mean, I'm looking at a GMT, sorry, a dive watch right now, which is a 42 mil, 100-meter water resistance, Coke, bezel, and Jubilee style bracelet. I mean. That's nice. That has, the look of everything that you'd want, for someone who's starting off and
yeah,
wanting a sporty watch. I've sent you the link as well in
yeah.
the
I'm just looking at
chat.
it now.
And 180 bucks Australian dollars. Yeah,
Yep,
it's
I think
good.
I seen one of these on AWF for sale for 85 the other day, and I think if you can pick that up for 85 and you're looking for something, if you're someone who is worried about scratching up and whatnot at work and
Mm,
banging the watch around, something like this is perfect. But even at 180 bucks, it's very cheap.
yeah, for
Get
sure.
your money's worth, I think.
Yeah, I think one of the reasons why they weren't really, I guess Alba wasn't really marketed in this region as much. As I'm reading more about it, it's been more marketed in
Is it?
the Middle East and
Yes, yep,
sort of Asia as opposed to here. And now it's coming. Like I feel like Loris was our Alba,
yep.
if that makes sense in Australia. But oh, look, it is what it is. I think is what I would say. It's one of those brands which is like. Look, it's gonna lack but I think as a starter watch
Mm.
for someone, it's perfectly all right.
Well, this would be the type that you do see a Shields price tag of 130,
Mm,
$120 and you get it, and then you're bit by the bug and you would get into the hobby from this
correct.
watch.
Yeah, correct. It's a bit more of a, I guess, like starter watch. So go from there.
So where would you whack it on the tier? I'm thinking more of a C. I think there's nothing special at all out of it. There's
Yeah.
nothing stand out about the brand. Like even you go into their chronograph stuff as well. It gets a bit fashion watchy, but
Mm,
so Seiko Citizen, they all have it. But I think I think it does what it's meant to do for collectors. It does what it's meant to do for the casual watch wearer, someone that wants something just on a night out. It's
yeah,
cheap enough, but
for sure.
yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, I tend to agree as well. I would say C. I would probably say if someone is looking for something like this with a fashion watch element, and price wise, I'd be looking at Loris. I'll be looking at Timex as my,
Yeah, yep.
because there's a lot of heritage there, bit more than Alba, and I would argue that there's, much more. I don't know, more watch enthusiast type styles as opposed to less,
Yeah.
less fashion sort of style. So yeah,
Yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
C, yeah, can't go wrong with a C there,
It
mate.
just fits in.
Yeah.
Beauty. All right. What do you got? What's
All
up?
right, all right. I'm gonna go from something, I guess, lower tier to I think a bit
One to the
higher.
next.
Look, I'm gonna go with Cartier today. Yep.
Mm,
Cartier is an absolute iconic brand. Like it's when you have a Cartier tank, if someone has a Cartier tank on or a must on or whatever it is,
yep.
that is it straight away, right? You're like, yep, that's a Cartier. It's a French brand, started 1847. I mean, like
Mm,
it's got so much heritage. And in the worlds of Rolex and Omega and everything else, Cartier still sells like I think number two or number
yep.
three top sales in the world. It's just that popular. And it's just yeah, actually 1911 was when they first launched their
Wow.
first wristwatch, their Santos de Cartier. So that's old school, man. That's been around for a long time. And the thing is, the design has just been refined.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, it's always been there, but it's just
Correct.
been refined until pretty perfection in terms of what it is nowadays. Like you said, you know it from afar. It's easily recognizable from afar. You know what it is.
Yeah, and it's got we call it they haven't gone away from their DNA. I feel like
Mhm.
it's still there. It's not yeah, it's just not gone away. And yeah, like I say, instantly recognizable as well. Look, lately they've like pretty much every brand they've increased their prices, but so I'm not gonna go in there and say that's just a Cartier sort of thing. But yeah, just elegant pieces. Like when I think Cartier, I think like, elegance
Classic.
for classic elegance for,
Yep.
for men or women. It's just yeah, I don't know. I just think it oozes class for me. Like when I look at
Yeah.
Cartier, I think it's classy.
I think it's cool
Mm,
as well that when you're looking on the website here, it, you like you said, men's, women's, but you've got small, medium, large, mini. You've got
mm.
case materials from black steel to golden steel to platinum, like everything through it. What's also very cool, they've got courts.
Yes.
They also during COVID times played to the masses and did some colorways and did
Hmm.
some interesting stuff that was out of there. I don't think it took anything away from the design, but it was definitely down a different route.
Yeah.
But I think it was a hit. They were courts, those three, the green, red, and blue
Yeah, the must. Yeah, tank must
muffs.
were
Yep,
quartz. Correct. Yep.
they were courts. I think yeah, it's cool. And look, when you're thinking brands at this level, from history to catalog size to materials, Cartier is not horribly priced, is it?
No. No, I don't think so at all. I mean, you look at like yeah, I mean, there's I mean, obviously JLC and those JLC has a history as well. They've got plenty of
Yep,
complications, but you look at the price, you're looking at, if you want to get something dressy
huge.
that's yeah, if you want to look at something dressy that's not got complications in it, just like the Cartiers, your price wise, you're probably, going to get Cartier. And it's just an icon. Like the tank
Oh
has
yeah,
inspired almost every single brand that has a rectangular watch is you first thing you think of is the Cartier tank. And
this is the
then
DNA. Yeah,
this is the
yep.
DNA, and then it went from there. So I mean, so many brands do it. Even micro brands now are releasing tank style
Yeah.
watches, and you go, well, where did it come from? Came from Cartier, and yeah, you can't go wrong with that.
No, you can't. But yeah, I think Cartier is the brand. I think when you think classic watch, like you got, I don't know who your contenders are in there, but
Mhm.
Cartier makes the list. I mean, I guess that's because there's a bit of synonymous with royals wearing it and
Yeah,
some very high top celebrities. I don't know the term I'm going for,
yeah,
but
and it
there's
just yeah, celebrities and stuff who wear it. So
yeah,
yeah, of course, yeah. And yeah, and it's just like you said as well before. I like the fact that it's not like men's, women's watches. It's like it's small, large, big, whatever,
Yeah.
like you can just wear it. I mean, there is certain watches which are, purely marketed at women, but fair enough. It's very like, I guess it's, very overtly, it's like pink this and pink that, but but Cartier is one of those brands that comes with like jewelry as well, right? So
Yes.
they don't
Yep.
obviously just do watch, their jewelry as well. So I don't know, somehow they don't fit in that fashion watch sort of category, obviously, because they do
Mm.
jewelry, perfumes and
Sunny's bags, yeah, all that sort of stuff.
exactly. But they're still, like if someone was to show me a Gucci watch, that that just reminds me of fashion watch. However, Cartier doesn't. But I don't know. That's just a connotation we have attached to the brand, I guess.
And Cartier's jewelry too is also very timeless and very classic. Whereas if you're
Yes.
thinking again back towards like Gucci, you are looking at kind of hideous, over the top, gaudy kind of stuff.
Mm, mm.
So their jewelry is in and their their other stuff, like even their perfume bottles and whatnot, they're all in the same vein of looking very classic and very timeless.
Yes, for sure.
And
And
they even sell scented candles. Yeah, this is
ah,
cool.
I didn't. I did not know that. Yeah, there you go. And I think they've also got like their they make some movements as well. I
Hmm.
think they got some pretty cool. I'm trying to see if I can find it. There was something about I think they got like a kind of like an RNA R&D sort of type
Yeah, okay.
stuff, and then they make some pretty out there things because they got the
Yep.
Panther. I think it's like there's like a Panther movement watch. It's
Yeah,
really
okay.
cool. It's like
Panther de Cartier.
not that one. Like there's like a Panther on the dial,
Oh God, okay. All right.
and it just looks absolutely wild. And I gotta, yeah. Anyway, I think there you go. The Revolution, Dune, and Thera. Just crazy stuff. There's like these things on the inside, like little beads, and then when you move the watch from up to down, then it makes a panther face on the dial. I've just sent it to
Yeah,
you. It's
I've found one on here as well. There's another on the website, Joliet
yeah,
or Joliet Panther. It's got an actual, yeah, panther with multiple panthers on the dial.
yeah,
There's a
yeah.
face. Yeah, this is crazy.
Yeah, they do also, push the material science, the, all that boundaries as well, and the design. So it's not just, sticking to the traditional. They also do some different stuff as well.
There's like a
So yeah,
crash kind of inspired case with
mm,
two panther heads. This stuff reminds me of my nan.
yeah.
Sorry if anyone who's got this, but yeah, it does remind me of my nan.
Yeah, so it's like, yeah, look, it does have some pretty out there stuff, and yeah, Cartier crash.
Oh
I don't
yeah,
know.
there's huge
That's
there, huge.
like I don't really understand it, if I'm being honest. It looks a bit strange, but hey, again, you know, everyone
Some very
has
famous and very important people wear that. Or have worn
mm,
that watch. Anyway,
yes.
where does Cartier sit
Look,
in
I
the
I think you will struggle to put. Well, I'm definitely saying either an S or an A for Cartier.
yeah,
Like
yep.
I don't think they should go any lower than that. I struggle to really criticize them overtly for anything. I think
Yeah.
we gave him a bit of stick for the that what was
The
that watch?
the one with
The reverse style one.
yes, yeah.
Yeah. So the watch that went backwards. But it
That wasn't
wasn't no.
Cartier's fault. That's my fault for not being able to read it. That's why they were getting stick. It's not Cartier's fault.
So yeah, it was a bit strange. But look, I would so far as to say it's either an S or an A. What do you think?
Yeah, I'd probably lean more towards S. I
Yep.
think it's
Yep.
yeah, like there's no reason.
Hmm.
If you're going to put it A, what's the reason behind it?
No, not a
Yeah.
lot. Not a lot. Very good.
Oh, cool.
What's next?
All right, well, let's go back down to the other end of the price spectrum, and I think this will be a long chat too. Let's go G-Shock. Where G-Shock's an interesting one because I feel like everyone has had one, whether you are a full-blown collector or not. You've got some experience with it, or you've always known someone who's got one on. I've had probably 30 or 40 of them over time. I only have one in the collection right now. Possibly, I want to add the grey Casio back in my collection. I kind of miss that watch, but I think Casio plays a pretty important role in the watch community, industry,
Hmm.
hobby, whatever you want to call it. But I think G-Shock specifically because you can range from one end of the spectrum to quite a high end with G-Shock too. Like there's some G-Shocks out there that are quite expensive. They're not my
Yeah.
thing. Like when you get into your Mr. G's and your full titaniums and whatnot, there's some cool stuff from
Yeah.
G-Shock. And I
It,
feel like it's gonna be really hard to place somewhere because
it's the MTG series.
MTGs, yeah,
Yeah.
yep,
Wild. Yep.
crazy stuff. It's almost like yeah, G-Shock and I've got the name of the brand of watch that does the huge watches and they're all
Richard Mille
purple
or something.
colored. No, 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 really cheap. Do homage watches too.
Oh, Invicta.
Invicta, yeah, yeah. Like it's one of like some of those do get to there, but I think that's probably not what's too important here. It's what's in between when
Hmm.
you're talking about, the Square J's, DW
Yeah.
5600s, all the way down to, all the way through to what they did with the Carbon Core range a few years ago. Mudmasters, they have so much to choose
Yeah.
from.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go straight to a tier and put them up at S as well.
Okay. All right.
I think
That's
they just offer some like I think there's just something for literally everyone. I don't think you
hmm.
can. What would be your criticism on G-Shock at all if you've got any?
Look, it's super hard to criticize Casio G-Shock. Well, we'll specifically call it G-Shock because
Yes. Yep.
it is a sub brand Casio. Yeah, like you said, they got watches for every. You got your baby G's, for little kids. You've got your squares for adults that don't have big wrists like me. You've
Yep.
got, you keep going up. It's got activity trackers. You got this, you got that. You can surf, tidal wave
Yep.
stuff.
Got
Yeah,
medals, you've got tone medals, you've got PVD medals. I mean, you've got
titanium. You've got,
everything.
yeah, like you said, you got everything.
Collaborations out the window. You got
Mm,
Dragon Ball Z. You've got Surf Life Saving here and here. Eminem wears a G-Shock most days. I think he
yeah,
wears a white something something, but he has done forever.
yeah.
But
And it's just, yeah, like you said, offers everything. You've got G-Shocks that are about $99 Australian dollars, and you got G-Shocks that are 9,000 Australian dollars. It's one of
crazy.
the Mr. G fragments. And also it's worn by so many different types of people. People, I think I was listening to Spirit of Time podcast, and
Yep.
he was saying that there was a comment in there about how most, sort of Navy or Army personnel
Yep.
nowadays, they don't wear their dive watches and stuff anymore.
It
It's
doesn't make
lot,
sense anymore, does it?
no, everyone's wearing a G-Shock. That's it. That's the standard issue, and that's what they wear. And
And listen to the
also, yeah.
names. Master of the G. It's so good.
Yeah, it's
Land
just
Master of G Land, Master of G Sea, Master of G Air. It's so
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. It's got so much in it. I will, yeah. There is one MIG, so the Master of G, that looks exactly like a 5600, but it's 5,500 Aussie dollars. Now, I have
Okay.
absolutely no idea why it's so expensive, but
Is
there's
that
a
in
lot in it.
land? Is that the one in Master of Land?
Oh man, I'll send you.
Trying to.
I'll just send you the link directly.
Oh yeah, go for it.
That is a bit puzzling, but it's made out of TI 64 super hard titanium alloy. Okay, I mean it's got some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, so it says here, yeah, breakthrough timepieces, study in metal and craftsmanship, case and bezel made of TI 64 base, super hard titanium. Yeah, I mean, the bezel top is
Yeah,
crafted in cobarium, a cobalt chrome alloy, 4 times harder than pure. I
sure.
mean, this is cool though.
Yeah,
It's really cool.
I mean this is like everything, like every feature in the world. In it's got the lot plus in them. But yeah, look, whatever. There's not many that cost this much. There's obviously
Yeah.
some things, but yeah, no. Anyway, super cool. And look, I think I agree as well. It's hard to really say
What
G-Shock
criticism
does something
is
wrong.
there? That's what I'm trying to think. Like, if you've got any, like, I want to hear it because I can't criticize that. Even you can go pick up a DW 5600 still for $140 on a good special. Like, it's still
Yes.
so affordable.
Yeah.
I don't think they've had too much price increase
No.
throughout the times. I think they've always stayed pretty true to themselves, which they
Yeah.
probably don't need to. Yeah, like, how many G shocks do you reckon sell a year?
I don't know. A lot, I would say. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I the I think I've previously in the past the standard black one, the 5600 DW 5600. I think on sales, like really good sales,
Mm,
you can get them as cheap as $60,
yeah,
Aussie dollars. Probably not nowadays, but we're talking about $20-30 difference here. But percentage wise is a bit of an increase, but overall, actual real costs not huge. But yeah, look, I'm with you there, man. We're gonna put it on A. The only thing I would say is that the full resin bands,
yeah.
look, they get a bit of wear and tear. They can break, and then you got to change them out. But whatever, that's
But
just
on the flip side of that argument, look at what you can do with the standard G-Shock now if you go on
all the
AliExpress and
mods.
ordering some kits. Like there is such cool stuff out there, and they're in their generation 3, 4, and 5 iterations of what's there as well.
Yeah,
And there is some cool stuff out there.
yeah,
Very cool
yeah,
stuff.
for sure, for sure. All right,
Cool.
let's. I'll add that onto the S tier, and I guess we'll move on to the next one. I wanted to do a German brand.
Okay.
I thought we'll talk about Zinn.
Okay.
Yes. So Zinn is one of those brands where I haven't owned a Zinn.
Yep.
I have, however, wanted one, and I have held. I guess I've handled a couple of them as well. Yeah, look, one of those brands that make some really cool pilot watches and dive watches
Tool
and
watches. They make awesome tool watches.
exactly. Yeah. Awesome tool watches that, some of those pieces, the U50s with the full, with the oil filled
Yep.
stuff in the case. And yeah, I mean, look, all the pilot watches are just really cool. It just exudes, like you say, pure tooly watches. Like if you want to watch that you can do anything with and it's, you're going to be wearing it all the time while you're doing whatever. These are the type of watches you wear, I think. All that tegimented,
Yep.
hardened coat and coated stuff. I think
Real
that's
sterile look
yes.
to it.
Yeah. And in a way, like I said, matte, but also, like almost like a matte finish on most of their things.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
but it does stand out in its own way. Like it blends in, but also stands out in its own way. And the
Mm.
pro-
I
and
think
yeah, go on.
I think yeah, what I like most about Sinn is like the watches itself, very cool, but their whole lineup from start to finish in their catalog, it's so true to itself. Like they're not, and I know we speak about trying new things and encouraging, and we like that, but at the same time, like being able to do new things in your lane and in your design language and stick to it is very cool. Like I'm looking at this 903 ST models in, which is their chronograph pilots thing, looking very Breitling-esque. It's
Mm,
still very true to what I think a Zinn looks like.
yeah. You're right. And also the different, like, even when they're using different case materials, it still doesn't look out of their
No.
wheelhouse. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you look at some brands that, like we were talking about Zelos quite recently, and then they, it's a very different, like chalk cheese,
Mm,
but it's not. And yeah, it's like, instruments, that's what it reminds me of some of the dials. It's
yes.
very,
Dash instruments. Yep.
exactly, very precision and yeah, and I don't think I mean, correct me if I'm wrong as well. I don't think their Sin's been around for like ages either. They're as in the brand itself. I'm just curious when were they made?
Yeah, I'm
Uh
not sure. I was looking at the About Us. So it's 1961. So
yeah.
in terms of
I
history, like they've got a history, but not like the rest of the watch world, I
Yes.
guess.
Yes. But yeah, it was founded by a flight instructor and a pilot, which is cool. So yeah, very much an aviation inspired stuff, fliegers and at whatnot. But yeah, I just think they're a beautiful watch. My only criticism is I know that the I was gonna buy I think the 104 with the tegimented steel. So there's
Yep.
there's a few different. It's not 104. What's the other one? 556. Sorry, which is the standard. I guess the Flieger looking watches. They do have the bracelets in itself. I think they've got the solid link H links or the fine link. So the H link bracelet. I was gonna pick one up from local forum here, and it
Yep.
so it has the bracelet has that sort of coating on it.
Mm.
However, I think there's two different ones. There's the tegimented steel, and then there's a different coating. I'm not sure exactly off the top of my head what's the other one called, but you would think that it's the coating would help it avoid scratches, but it doesn't.
It absorbs the scratches more. Like it, yeah,
Yeah, it's actually I don't really understand why, but yeah, it does not. Yes, it actually attracts a lot of scratches. So I think there's a two different levels,
yeah.
but it yeah it definitely shows signs of it very easily. So it's not like the some of the I think the Seiko has a Dia Shield and a few other
Mm.
brands of their coatings where you don't really see scratches as much, always gets that dark feeling. But this one, this in that I was gonna put, I was like, man, if you put it through a dryer or something,
Yeah.
but he's like, no, it's just it just picks up a lot of scratches in the regular wear. But anyway,
Also, it's
that's yeah.
kind of cool in its own right as well. Like I think it kind of tells a story to an extent when it's got the little scratches here and there and whatnot. But I guess maybe not on the bracelet. The bracelet's already busy enough being a H link.
Mm,
But yeah, I don't know. I yeah really like the brand. I love these 105 STs. The divers, they're just that sterile black. They're using a pop of color with an orange hand on that black dial. They are gorgeous watches.
yeah, no, they're awesome. I again one of those brands where I struggle to give sort of I guess massive criticism. I know that I
Yeah.
guess they had a pretty decent price increase. They used to be
Mm,
that very affordable $1,000 sort of watch, but
yep.
that's crept up quite quickly. I mean, you're looking at, the 104 you're looking at with a bracelet is like 2,700 Australian dollars now, which I think it used to be under 2 grand, like 1,800 when I was looking at it not a few years ago to
Yeah.
purchase brand new. So it's gone up. It's gone up quite
I
significantly.
guess I do kind of group Zin in with those kind of what that group of watches that is trying to crack that next price bracket. Like
Mm,
they're doing the I think what they're doing in some of their other watches is justified for it. Like you can see they're coming a long way in some of their chronographs here, but
sure.
I think yeah, when you're increasing some of these standard, just
Yeah.
no date complication watches, it's hard to argue if you're not getting anything extra, I guess.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, like I mean, when you got the ones that are a bit more complications, a bit more functionality, and all sorts of stuff. I mean, some of their watches has got some really cool stuff. I think there's one which is their U2 is 2,000 meter. It's 2,000 meter water resistance, and it's got all these standards to it, made from German
Yeah,
submarine steel.
yeah, that is
It's
cool.
it's cool. Those kind of stuff. You're like, yeah, you're gonna increase the price of that a little bit. Fine, I get that. There's more to it, but and also saying, they use. Pretty sure they just use Salida movements as well. So it's not exactly. Yeah, I'm not sure of exactly that price, but in saying that, I think Hublot uses EDA movements in some of their stuff, and they charge
Yeah, yeah.
a massive amount. So, yep, no, yeah, some criticism, but nothing too crazy. Where would you place Zen in the
I think I'd be going to
series?
A B tier.
Okay,
I think they're they're great, but I think they're not doing anything. I mean, like spectacular. I think they're
sure.
good at what they do, which is making very reliable
Tool
tool
watches.
inspired watches.
Mm.
And I think yeah, I don't think B is a bad thing either.
Yeah, I would possibly put them in A,
Okay.
or an A or a B, just because more for their not for their basic stuff, but more I guess their higher brand
Yeah. Okay.
stuff. Because they got some
They do
really.
have some cool stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, they do. And I think it's a bit more special. So, and you got your other German brands that, they do Fliegers and things like that,
Yeah.
where you Laco, I think it's called Aristo, and what's the other ones as
So
well? Stowa as well.
yeah.
But they don't offer the other stuff that Zinn
No.
does. So I would
Yeah.
say
Okay.
A for me.
Yep.
And yeah,
No,
that's
I'd be happy to go up and over. Thinking about what you get with your Stoller and your Lyco and stuff. Yeah,
hmm,
I'm happy with that.
cool. Very good.
All
Okay.
right, let's talk Tudor.
Oh, yeah,
I
let's go.
don't know, like I've got a special place in my heart for Tudor. Tudor's my my that was the watch I bought myself in. my first promotion watch, I guess. It was, going on nearly 3 years now, which I don't know where that time's gone, but it has.
Mm.
I don't know. I feel like it's going to maybe rustle some jimmies, but I like Tudor more than Rolex. I don't even know where to start. Like I do love the brand, and I know there's the price increases, there's the re-releasing stuff, there's putting stuff into smaller cases, which is all well and good depending who you are. If you look at it from someone who isn't interested, you look at it the same way as Rolex, just copy and pasting and doing the Explorer thing they did a few years ago. Just take the Explorer one and put it in a 41 mil case and go, we did it. We listened to the people. But I feel like the difference between the 41 and the 40, is it that noticeable to anyone from afar on wrist? Whereas I think if you're now looking at your Black Bay 54s or Black Bay Heritage, there is a lot of difference and a lot of recognition to be had there. It's the same watch, yes, we understand, but I think it does have its place in the hobby. I think it was done on a community based feedback type thing. And yeah, having put on the 54 recently, it is a cool dive watch, that real compact, very different to the 41 Heritage line. It wears differently. It feels like a different experience. The Black Bay is a pretty historical watch in its own as well.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think the brand brings a lot. I mean, they're collaborative. They've had some big changes in recent years, like opening up their actual service center and whatnot. And I'm going to be biased on Tudor, but it's got a special place in my heart. But I want to know your thoughts on them.
Yeah, mate. Look, I agree. I think they're one of the only luxury brands out there that really seem to listen to sort of enthusiast feedback. Like there's, people asked for the Black Bay 58 GMT. Yep. Like that was something that people wanted. They wanted that case size, but they wanted a GMT in that, and bang, they did it. They're doing the different colors as well, which is something people want. But they're offering the different sizes. They're giving upgrades on their like clasps and things, like everything that a lot of these luxury brands take years, if not decades, to get to. Tudor is doing that in a much shorter time frame, and also, but at the same time, they're still releasing their sort of super higher tier, fully gold stuff. But that's okay. There's a space for that.
It's there for someone. Yep.
Exactly. And, and the thing is with Tudor as well, they can be perceived as a safe sort of brand, in a sense that they don't go wild with their colors or what they offer, which anyway, makes sense, with Rolex, their parent company as well. They're also very similar. Yep. But in recent years, there's all these weird novelties that Rolex release, and Tudor are like, no, we're sticking to the lane, and we're doing, dive watches, tool watches. Yes, we got some, dressy sort of the Black Bay 36 and all that, but the Black Bay is like a winning line for them. They're on the money. Yeah, look, there's some models like the Royal, which I don't particularly
I'm hit and miss with the Royal
towards. So I mean, I think the Royal and the blue is quite nice. It's not bad, but some of the other colors I'm a bit like, it's a bit too blingy.
I like the chocolate dial, that brown dial. I think that fits really well in the line. But yeah, I don't know, but I think again that's there for a reason. That really caters to someone's need for that dressy, sporty watch. And I think Tudor has that cult following as well. And people will buy if they want a dress watch and they're that cult following of Tudor. That's it. I mean, even now I'm struggling. Like I want to make myself a purchase for next year for my 30th birthday. And I'm looking at what's out there. I think it's going to be a chronograph too. And
Black Bay Chrono.
I do keep coming back to the Black Bay Chrono. I do think it's cool. Yep. And go back to your colors kind of argument there too. Like, is anyone fiending for a pink Black Bay? Or
there is one. There's the Inter Milan collaboration with not Inter Milan. Inter Miami. That's it.
Oh, that's the Chrono, isn't it?
Inter Miami Tudor is, I think it was just a.
Oh, I've not seen that. Then.
Yeah, Chrono. It is a Chrono.
It is a Chrono. Yeah, because that's the one that David Beckham was wearing.
Correct.
But I'm like, that's what I think about them. I'm like, when you think about the Black Bay line, like, you got your white GMT dial now, but is anyone fiending for that? I mean, you get your green with the Harrods edition, but I don't think there's anyone fiending for that expansive colorway. Like we have blue, we have black, we have a white. yeah, I just don't. I think it actually might take away from the Black Bay line to put an array of colors through it.
Yeah, yeah, and they don't need to. They
No.
know they know what they have, and they can sell it. And they got, range of stuff too, right? I mean, like your Pelagos is your more tooly, I guess whereas your Black Bay
Yes.
can be a bit more dressy. And the Pelagos is awesome. There's
So cool.
yeah, it's such a cool watch. If only it fits my wrist better, it'd be great. A Pelagos 39 is obviously that's the other one there as well. And I don't know, I guess I like which is how do I say it? There's so much option for anyone
Yeah.
out there
Yep.
without it being feeling oversaturated. I mean, there are some models in there like, the 1926, which is like kind of like, it can be any brand for me. Like
It's
that's
like a void filling watch, is what that is. It's like we've got to have something in the collection
yeah.
to cater here, and that's what
Mm.
that is.
That's a Tissot if I look
Yes.
at that
Yeah.
and I go, I'd just get a Tissot if I was someone instead of dropping 3 grand on that, get a Tissot for about 500
Yeah.
bucks. Yeah, that's going to fill that collection. But regardless, I've always, I think since I've started collecting, I've been wanting to get a Black Bay 36. That's been
Yep.
like on the top. However, as I've, gotten started collecting and I've sort of have watches that fill that same space, I don't want to get into that now, but definitely one day there will be
Yeah.
one. Not sure exactly which one at this point in time, but there definitely is one. But again, very hard to fault, and the secondary prices are realistic, not crazy,
Yeah. Yep.
no one's
People
kind of
tried to go crazy, but it just didn't land that
no.
well.
Yeah, and because I think they make watches, they don't they don't
Yeah.
artificially restrict. You can go in and I've gone in and I've tried on Tudors and it was like, yeah, we can get this in a month or a few weeks or something. It's like, oh,
Or on
okay.
the shelf there. That's how I fell into mine. Like I went in
Yeah.
hoping for a sub, and the
Yeah.
Black Bay was on the shelf, and I
Yeah.
tried it on, and yeah, I fell in love with that watch.
Yeah, so no 80 games either, which is always a plus. It's I mean,
Huge
look,
plus.
like you say, it's like what you want in a Rolex, but you can actually get it, and
It
and it
is,
gives you
yeah.
more options and more innovation as well, very, quicker into things. So all that out of the way, what are we putting the Tudor?
I would still put him in B tier myself. I don't.
Oh,
I,
okay.
I honestly, I like. Yeah, I don't think A tier. But you probably could make the argument. But
Yeah.
I just think they suffer from the same thing as Rolex. They're staying in their lane. They're not
Mm.
doing anything too over the top. I mean, you get your collabs here and there. I mean, one thing that I think that was very overlooked with Tudor was when they did the Backlight Pro. I feel like
Yes.
that was such an understated drop. Like there was some song and dance about it. I was like, that was the watch no one was asking for, but was well received. And then when you put it in the shelf against the other Black Bays or against the other GMT, you're like, oh, it's actually quite different.
Mm.
I think as well, the what is it? The North Flag, is
Oh,
that the
yep.
watch?
Tudor North Flag. Yep.
Like, why hasn't that watch been re-released? I feel like
Mm.
that has a cult following and it has its place. I feel like it's really cool. We actually,
Yeah.
yeah, I think Marcus, friend of
Yeah.
ours, has
Yeah.
one. But yeah, I just think I don't know what argument you'd make for A tier. I feel like they're suffering from
Uh,
the same thing, price increase, staying in their
yeah.
lane.
I don't know. I would, for me, Tudor is a
Hey,
like all day, and then maybe even pushing an S, just
okay,
because I think they offer a lot for what a watch enthusiast sort of wants in as their sort of, I guess, their entry, or I was no, I wouldn't say even entry, like as their sort of, I'm getting a luxury piece that I'm gonna have for a long time, if not
mm,
forever. They can get this and still, they can still, it's one of the aspiring pieces. However, there's a lot more options. And also, like you say, caters to the watch enthusiast element side of things. They
yeah,
got the case sizes pretty good. Look, I will say the thickness on some of the watches is not for me. But in saying that, there's the 58. 58 is
yep.
thin and that sort of covers it, but the Pro is thick.
I
From a,
feel like in the yeah, where you going with that?
mm,
In the watch community,
mm,
Tudor is now just for the not for the casuals, but for the community is now what Rolex used to be, and that's where
yeah.
you buy your like I've done, buy a promotion watch, buy a sentimental piece to mark a time or mark an achievement,
Yep.
because you just like turning 30 next year. I want the Rolex next year, not when I'm 33 or
Yeah.
32. Like there's a reason I want it. I want
Yeah.
to buy it at that time. Like I don't care if you're going to tell me you still have it. You have
Mm,
to, don't have to spend the money on your 30th, but I want to go in and do that. And that's what I liked about my experience at Tudor. I got my promotion,
mm,
first paycheck on that, first big promotion
mm,
came through, and I went in and said, that's the one.
mm.
And it felt like I got that whole experience.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, look, I would say A,
Yeah,
but
let's go A.
yeah,
No,
yeah. I was
let's go
gonna,
A.
yeah. I don't want to push it further down just because of the, I guess they don't offer the point of difference or whatever. But I think that's what it is. Like you just said, that they capture what Rolex used to be.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
still, yeah, it has that feeling.
yeah.
Yeah. No, let's do A. That's fine with me.
Cool, cool. All right. Well, look, I think we've got time for one more, and then
Far away.
we'll wrap it up, and maybe let's go with a. Oh, I feel like we've had some pretty big hitters. I mean, we've got
Yeah, we have.
Cartier,
Yeah.
G-Shock, Sinn, Tudor, Alba, and look, I think maybe we should go for a micro brand.
Yep. Let's do it.
And let's go for Brew.
All right. Something.
Brew.
Yeah. Okay.
Something a
Close.
bit
Yeah. Close to you at the moment.
close to me at the moment. I've been really enjoying my brew, so I thought let's talk about brew. I look brew for those who don't know, probably not. You might, I feel like most most people who listen to this podcast know who they are. They're a micro brand based out of New York, inspired by very inspired by coffee.
Everyone's favorite drink.
Exactly. Yeah. So for but yeah, it's all about coffee, and the founder, Jonathan Farah, is I think he's an industrial designer. Correct me
Hmm.
if I'm wrong. And yeah, he just does it's a product designer. So anyway, does some really cool stuff. And he just seems like a really nice guy as well. He's all if you just follow his Instagram, I guess Brew's Instagram, and his as well. But the Brew's one in particular, there's all these really cool videos of him, promoting Brew, and you're like, oh, that's cool. We talked about traditional brands and how they do their marketing and
Hmm.
how they interact with customers, and then you look at micro brands who some do a really good job, some don't. But
No, Brew
Jonathan,
do a fantastic job of that.
fantastic job of that, and he has captured it in fully. That essence of coffee is in almost every
Yeah.
watch that they have. It started off
Yep.
with the, correct me if I'm wrong, was it the retrograph that it started
I
off
feel like
with?
you're right. I feel like you're right.
Yeah, so it was the retrograph, and then you have that, that espresso pull time on the, tracks a range of 25 to 35 seconds. And yeah, it's cool that he really lent in on that. And then also a very contemporary size as well, right? 38 mil, 39 mil, everything's quite not huge. A lot of chronographs in that era, I felt, or like, old of the old were a bit bigger, sort of like the late 2000s, and until now they're sort of coming down, back here into 36 mil, like Nevada and all that.
Yep.
Um, yeah, and I think as a micro brand, they offer quite a bit.
Yeah, for sure. And going back to the complication for the coffee timer, the pull
Mm,
timer, I think it's really easy to make a chronograph. Well, it's probably not easy. I shouldn't say that.
mm,
It To do a chronograph and then say, it's flight inspired or racing inspired, and you just get to kind of whack your standard tacky on there or something inspired by that. It's quite easy, but to use the chronograph complication for something that's completely different to what we've seen before. Is there another coffee watch out there in any space? I don't think so. I don't
no,
know if there is. I've never heard of it, but have a coffee timer, into your coffee watch that's the coolest part about Brew for me.
yes, yes.
It's got a useful function to its inspiration, to its design. I I hope you've used your pull timer for its intended purpose. Have you?
No, because I don't make espressos at home. I
Oh, you don't
make
do espressos,
I
yeah.
make AeroPress, so filter coffee only at home.
Yeah.
So I haven't yet, but I can. But yeah, I don't have an
I might
espresso.
have to borrow it at some time and do it because that would
Yeah,
make a really good reel as well.
for sure,
But
for sure.
I love that. I think, yeah, he at some point in time, I'm assuming he was sitting there going, "Well, everyone the world loves coffee. It's probably one of the most drunk
Mm,
drinks on the planet." And he
yeah,
said, "I wonder if this is a good idea. I wonder if it's a good inspiration." And then the coffee timer, is it going to be a hit? Is it not? It's pretty niche.
yeah.
And I think it's been a smash out of the park. I mean, look, we spoke about Warner Brown collaborations, not probably a while ago now. We spoke about the other retrograph relic.
Yeah, with
That was
Alton
some
Brown. Yep.
Alton Brown. That was cool. And now looking through their catalog, there's a range of different materials. Now you've got titanium, you've got
Mm.
your PVD black, you've got PVD gold, carbon and gold. It's very cool. And I think there's a huge future for Brew. I like this metric steel dial. The steel dial with the blued hands is really cool.
There's one that's for sale
Oh
locally.
no.
Just
What in
saying,
Perth? Is there?
not Perth, over somewhere. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll have to send you the link, mate. I'm
Send it
pretty sure I
through.
saw it.
Send it through. But yeah,
Uh,
I think they Brew embodies what the watch community wants as a
yes.
whole. I think, it might not be for everyone due to the case and, bracelet and whatnot.
Mm.
Not for everyone, but it embodies what the watch community wants.
Yeah, for sure. And I think, the price point is not too crazy either.
No.
I mean, you're looking at around what, three or 400 US dollars or something for their watches. So about 600, between 550 to about 650 for their, I think, their metric carbon, or actually the metric black and gold carbon is probably a bit on the higher price, which is 750 bucks, but anywhere between that sort of 550 to about 700 plus AUD, which is, you could argue it's on the higher end, but again, it's small batch stuff. It's unique. It's different. It's not, you're
You're
not.
getting an individual's thought and inspiration to this. You're not getting maybe not mass produced is the word, but you're
Sure.
not getting a run of the mill
Yeah.
chronograph here. You're getting a coffee timer.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. And yeah, and I haven't, obviously, I've got the watch, and I haven't had to deal with customer service or anything yet. But my understanding is that the previous owner of the watch that I've got, had some issue. I don't know what it was, but it was a simple fix. Solved it, contacted the brand, said, yeah, no worries. And that's, the beauty of micro
Yep.
brands sometimes as well. You get that sort of connection, that one-on-one. So in saying that, that's all the good. Bad, I think that's probably a me problem. Sometimes my an arm hair or here gets caught in
Yeah.
the bracelet. The bracelet style is such that it's that, that's, how do you say that? That sort of articulating.
Yeah.
How would you
It's
call that bracelet? Yeah, it's like a flat. It's not even a flat link. It sort of just looks like those old Speedle stretchy
yeah.
bracelet brands, but it's not. But yeah, there is a component of, oh yeah, it's just just pull a little bit here and there. But it's a bit of pain that I'm willing to have
Yeah.
to wear this, because it's honestly not all the time here and there. I guess that's the only criticism that I'll give there.
Yep.
So saying that, where would I chuck
Yeah. I mean, you've got the
Brew?
hands-on experience, so
Yeah,
where does it come to?
I'd put them in a B. I would say that you know, there's room for improvement always. They only use mecha quartz movements, which is nothing wrong in there.
Yep.
But I would love to see them branch into doing an automatic chronograph, which I think would be pretty cool.
I think in time you will. I mean,
Mm.
that seems to be the progression of these companies. I think, there's, if you look at their catalog, it's not huge yet. It's expanding. And I think it's only inevitable before, you get some sort of automatic come through there.
Yeah, yeah. And again, it's not a fault of the company
No.
or anything. I just think it would be cool to see them expand into that. Or yeah, I'll just be curious to see what's next. I mean, obviously the Alton Brown collab was really cool, but I would love to see, yeah, maybe like a different, I mean, because they're still using the base of the retrograph and the
Yeah.
and the metric. So it'd be nice to see something completely different. But yeah, definitely rooms to, I guess, grow and improve. So yeah, I think B is pretty fair.
Yeah. No, I completely agree.
Very good. All right. Well, that's the end of the episode, I guess. We've come to the, yeah, we've done our tier list part two, and yeah, like we said, we'll just keep adding to this. We'll
Yep.
we'll publish it on we'll probably chuck it on our Instagram one of these
Yeah.
days. Yeah, just with the current tier list and where it is, and then we'll go from there. All right. Any something interesting section?
I've got nothing for me because the listeners don't know yet, but we did record last night too.
Yeah.
We're doing a double, and yeah, but I haven't watched any good
Yeah.
movies between now and then. All I did was sleep.
Yeah.
In saying that, not too interesting. I've seen a guy at my gym session this morning rocking a frogman. Since we spoke about G-Shock,
Yeah.
a bright red frogman. He was
Wow.
up on the treadmill running away. I actually spoke to him. He is doing I can't remember what it was called, Dexterra or something, Xterra run. He's actually been
Right.
chosen for a national squad to go to Italy and do. It's
Oh,
like
wow.
a outdoor through the hills of Italy ultra marathon. And I see this dude a lot of mornings. He kind of finishes up when I start, but he is a gun at running. He's as fit as you can get, I think. And for his age, I'd pick him to be, sorry if you're listening, but mid-40s type thing. If I've got that wrong, but yeah, he was wearing a frogman. And when I went and spoke to him, he did say he wears it when he runs as well.
Cool. Very nice. There you go.
Something cool.
So G-Shock is the watch to go. All right. Well, my something interesting is also another watch that I saw in the wild. So my commute back home, I saw a bloke wearing a orange dialed Doxer is what I thought. And I went, wow, that's cool. You don't really see those Doxers. And I think it was a 600T. But upon some closer inspections, and I was like, it's actually not a Doxer. It's a Sea Stern. So Sea Stern is a AliExpress homage brand that homage Doxers a lot. They seem to do it, and they seem to do it, I guess, pretty well. I honestly I don't know about their quality. I can't vouch for it, but
I've watched reviews. They seem to get good feedback in the homage world and whatnot. I actually wanted to own one for a little bit. It's one of the only homages I wanted to own. It was the exact model you said as well, but in the blue. Fancy that.
Yeah.
But I think they're actually quite cool. Like we've spoken on homages a couple of times. They've got their place, and I think Doxer is one of those brands that if you want that 600T, it is not so affordable as well. I mean, it is for some people, but for a lot, it's not. And the Sea Stern, I think if you pick them up on an AliExpress sale, they're dirt cheap. They're so cheap.
And well, speaking of that AliExpress sale, I mean, you can pick one up for $220 right now.
Right now, yeah.
Right now.
And look, it fooled. It got you from afar.
It got me.
It's done its job in a way. Like obviously, a lot of people aren't wearing it. They'd be like, "Oh, look at my Doxer," but it homage. It did well. It stood out. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. I actually found it cool that it got you too.
Yeah, but like I looked at it, I was like, oh wow, that's cool. You don't really see much Doxers in the wild in Perth, and I was like, there we go. So yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I will.
Yeah, very cool.
Leave a link in the show notes if anyone wants to have a look at one of those Sea Sterns and check it out.
Yeah, it's cool, man.
Yeah, there you go. Well, come to the end of the episode. Yeah, look, if there's nothing else, mate, we'll wrap it up there.
No worries, mate. Take care. Thank you for joining us on Overtime the Podcast. We hope you've enjoyed the episode.
You can find us on our Instagrams at Overtime the Podcast, at Kinda Average Watches, and at Horology Capture.
We appreciate the support and value your feedback. If you have any questions, suggestions, or topics you'd like us to cover in future episodes, please hit us up. We would love to hear from you.
Until next time.